More Your Healthy Accountant. And if you are listening on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, definitely subscribe and follow this station, follow this page so that you can get more enlightening programs just like this one. So, guys, I appreciate you for joining me. I'm going to jump right into what we're going to be talking about. And this week, the title of Enlightenment series has been Taking Down Lions, Bears, even Giants. Story of David, from the time he was anointed till the time he defeated Goliath. And today, one man with courage is all it takes, because David was one man, a small man, a small boy with courage, and a whole army found courage to defeat the Philistine army. So, guys, before I jump into the text, I got a quick story, right? It's really much about confidence and courage. I remember back in high school playing basketball. I just so happened to be on my brother's team, and my brother, who he was one of the best players in the school at the time. He was a senior, and now I'm 6'3". I think back then I might have been about 5'10", right? Because I was a sophomore. I probably was about 5'10". But I think he was like 5'6" or 5'7". I mean, he was small and he wasn't big, but he was one of the best players in the school. Now, playing on his team, sometimes you would think that, man, we were outmatched. There was no way we could win these games. There was no way that we could compete with some of the other teams, because almost every team was bigger than us. I'm talking about our whole team was small. I mean, we had another guy. I think we had a guy. He was a freshman. I was a sophomore. He was a freshman, and I think he might have been five. Now, I wasn't even 5'10" at the time. I might have been 5'8". This guy might have been 5'11", and he was a freshman, right? But the thing is, because of the confidence that my brother had in playing the game, I gained confidence. The team gained confidence, and we won. We won. We almost got to the championship. Now, we kind of got cheated, and that was something that was up for debate for a while. And it took 20, 30 years for us for people to admit that we got hosed. But it was okay. We learned some lessons from that. But one man, one guy who had all this courage. He was small in stature, you know, but he was strong in heart. And that strength that he had in heart, I'm gonna tell you, it's with me today with some of the things that I do. Is because of the courage, the confidence that he showed me back when we were very young. So, guys, I'm going to go to the text, 1 Samuel 17, and that's going to be verse 45. David replied in a clear voice that could be heard across the valley, "You've come to fight me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the mighty God of Israel, whom you have defied. Today the Lord will hand you over to me. I'll strike you down and cut off your head. Then birds will eat the bodies of the whole Philistine army, and beasts will chew on your bones, and all the world will know that there is a God in Israel. Everyone, everyone here will see that the Lord God does not need a sword or a spear for victory. The battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." This is David talking to Goliath. He's telling Goliath, look, you came to me with a sword. You're coming with a javelin. Look, I'm coming to you in the name of the Lord of hosts. Now, here's the thing. And I think we talked a little bit about this yesterday, about faith. Here's the thing. David had faith because he knew that God was with him always. He took down lions and bears. So he said in a second, if I can take down lions and bears, whom are way more nimble than this giant, I'll talk about that in a second. They're way more nimble than the giant. He took down the lions and the bears with with God being in him, but using the tools of his trade, which was hey, a rock and a slingshot. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing about courage. A lot of times, most of us don't have courage. But if we were around one person that was filled with courage, you know what that would do to you? You know what that could do to your life, your business, anything that you're working on, because you're hanging with somebody that has the courage to achieve, the courage to do something big. I'm gonna tell you, everybody that heard David that day, they probably was saying, man, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work, but this guy is crazy. This guy is confident that he's going to beat Goliath. Like, how is he going to do that? All right. So it wasn't a fair fight. Did you know that? Goliath was big, but that's it. Here it is. Goliath needed to be toe to toe with David in order to fight. David knew that Goliath had nothing on him because he was going to be able to move. He was going to be able to use his slingshot, and Goliath wasn't going to see what was coming. Once Goliath took his helmet off, it was fair game. And so here it is. Goliath is confident that I'm just going to get close to him and I'm just going to cut him up. Now, what you didn't know is that Goliath was really big, and in the book David and Goliath, written by Malcolm Gladwell, he breaks down some of the infirmities that Goliath may have had, which was the fact that Goliath was really big. And if you know anything about people, giants, folks that have been 8 foot, or people that have been bigger than just 7 foot, those people had a lot of health challenges, feet challenges, sometimes in their eyes, different things are not working properly, and so here it was. Goliath, he had an attendant who had to carry stuff, had to carry his stuff. See, because Goliath could not see that well. See, Goliath had to get close. He had to get really close to David in order to fight. So here it is. He's like, all right, well, let me go get close to him so that I can take him down. Yeah. If Goliath could fight toe to toe, it's like, being in a boxing match. I remember watching Sugar Ray Leonard. He fought Marvin Hagler years ago. And Sugar Ray did not fight toe to toe with Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler was looking for a slugfest. And Sugar Ray realized, he was just like, he was like, I'm not gonna stand toe to toe with this guy. He was out there shuffling and jumping around and moving around, and Hagler could never figure out what to do. And Sugar Ray just beat on him the whole night and just won the fight. Now, we weren't so happy because we wanted to see a fight. But Sugar Ray realized that, well, if I fight toe to toe with Marvin Hagler, I'm going to go down. And so what he did was he used all of his tricks, and he just jabbed and he moved. He jabbed and he moved, and he took Marvin Hagler down. It wasn't even fair. And this is what's going to happen to Goliath as David is coming to meet him. David's coming to meet him, and he's just like, oh my goodness, Goliath doesn't know what's going to happen to him. Then he takes off the helmet, and then that's when David realized it really had him. And so he went ahead and put his rock in there, and he slung it. One hit is all it took. Bam. Goliath is down. He cut his head off. And then the crazy thing is, once this happens, everyone had courage. I'm talking about everybody that was afraid. Now they screaming the war cry. They are running, and they said, now we can defeat all of the Philistines. But the Philistines was afraid. They all got afraid. And all of them, all of them were devoured that day. All because one man had courage. One man believed that all he needed was something small. That's it. And success, everything that we do, everything that we're doing in our life is about small things. It's not the big things, guys. The big things, the huge goals require small actions every single day, require small increments to get there. And so when you are going after something in your life, think of this story, David and Goliath. Think of how there was this huge Goliath There was this huge giant in the way of a whole army. One boy, one small boy stepped up and said, you know what? I can do this. That's like, you're small against this big problem. And you can now say, you know what? I believe I can do it. Heard a story yesterday about things that are Goliath in your life. And so the guy was talking, and so he says, back when he was only making like 20 grand a month, right? He's making like 20,000 a month. He went to the top person in the business that he was in. This guy was making $200,000 a month. And he went to him. He looked at him as Goliath. He went to him and he said, man, this guy just made a keynote speech. He went to this guy after he made the keynote speech, pulled him to the side and said, man, you know what? I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take you down. Nothing's going to stop me. And I'm going to take, and literally like they start going at it. And people thought, what's going on with these guys? But he said he had to face Goliath. He had to go to the person that had what he wanted, but he was going to take him down and have much more. And I'm going to tell you, he took him down. He took him down. His business is so big now, but he had to face it. He had to realize that, you know what? There's nothing that can stop me because I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to do what it takes so that I can have what I want. And you know what? Even if I got to face Goliath, even if I got to face the big giant, I'm going to go ahead and face that giant. And I'm going to let the giant know I'm coming for you. Just like David said. David said, I'm going to cut your head off and your bones are going to be chewed on by beasts and the birds are going to eat your flesh. That was bold. So what bold statement can you make to your giant this week? It's December 1st. It's the first day of the last month of 2018. There's still time. There's still time for you to do something big for this year. A lot of people pack it in December. They say, oh, it's the holidays. Man, no one's going to be buying. It's not going to work. I'm going to tell you, just like people go to the store and they spend all their money. If you have something that they can buy, I guarantee you they'll buy it. You just have to put yourself in a position to sell it. You just have to say to yourself, just like the retailers, what they do is they open the store up. They run some sales. They don't put everything on sale. They don't put the best stuff on sale. Or even if they did put some of the best stuff on sale, we'll take 5% off. We'll take 5% off. They'll think they're getting something. But they know that once they get you in that store, man, you'll probably buy something else. It's Christmas time. So think of your business in the same way this month. Think of some businesses have their best months in this month, December. November and December are some businesses' best month because they know that people want to spend their money. So have courage. Look at your giant and tell your giant, I'm taking you down. You know what? And it's not going to take me long. I've got the courage. I've got all my tools and I'm ready and I'm going to do it. So guys, look, I hope you enjoyed today's enlightenment. One man with courage is all it takes. This week we talked about taking down lions, bears, even giants. This was the story of David all the way up to taking down Goliath, the big giant that everyone's afraid of. And so guys, take this message, take the thought of the giant in your life and confront it. Take it down. Use this month to do something amazing in your life. And I guarantee you next year is going to be awesome. So guys, I appreciate you for joining me. And if you have any questions, comments, definitely leave them right here on Facebook and on YouTube, because this video will be on YouTube. And I would also like for you, if you're not